Alright everybody, what's going on? It's Thundershot, and we are here today with...
Rhymestyle, what's up?
Alright, and today we're going to be talking about Dragon Ball Xenoverse and kind of our thoughts as a whole and what to expect in future betas and in the game itself and all that stuff. So do you want to kick us off with anything today?
Yeah, so to those who aren't aware, which I'm sure a lot of people are aware, but both Thundershot and I got a chance to play the Xenoverse open network. I don't want to call it the beta because it was more alpha gameplay, but kind of like the first glimpse of Xenoverse, and we got to play it for 27 hours, which I think both of you and I racked in a good 15 hours apiece on that game.
Between the two of us, we got more than 27 hours, that's for sure.
Yeah, like I woke up at 5 in the morning just to like be the first to play it, but then of course the service crashed because that was the whole purpose of the test, is to test the service. So the service actually didn't work for the first 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, that was a real pain, but it made me feel not as bad for waking up way later than 5 a.m. and still not working when I woke up. So there's that. But anything specific you wanted to kick it off with?
Yeah, let's talk about the foundation, because the thing that I really liked about Xenoverse is it gave us a glimpse of what we can expect when the final game comes out and the future of Dragon Ball Z games overall.
Now, the alpha or open network itself, for me, like that whole thing was kind of iffy. But like, yeah, what we saw in the actual meat of the game itself, I think what it left was a lot of potential. But clearly, it's not there yet because it's still in very early stages.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to discuss like the specifics, like stuff that sucked, because obviously it's going to change when the final game comes out. But in terms of like what we saw between the mechanics of the game, how custom characters are created, how the attacks itself work, I think like this is going to be the first time in a long time that the Dragon Ball Z game community, or whatever you want to call it, is going in the right direction.
Yeah, because I mean, you think about it, we were given Ultimate Tenkaichi, and a lot of people didn't like the rock, paper, scissors factor in that. We were given Battle of Z, and Battle of Z was just a headache all around.
You know what I'm going to say is, I think Battle of Z was great. You know why? Because it set up the future for this. Because I feel like without Battle of Z, we probably wouldn't have had what we saw. Because the thing that I really liked about Xenoverse was the team battles actually worked really well compared to like how crappy Battle of Z was okay, but it was a mess. But team battles in Xenoverse worked pretty well, and that was just based off the alpha or beta, whatever you want to call it, alone.
Yeah, and that's something that gives me a lot of hope because, like you said, that most of the battles that we were able to do in Alpha, besides 1-versus-1 fights against other players, were based around team fights and team fighting against the computer. And from the way I understand it, that's not even what the main focus of the final game is going to be about. You know, it's going to be about the actual story mode and how awesome the Xenoverse or Versus or whatever really is. So I do have high hopes for that, because I think the multiplayer is going to be better than Battle of Z's multiplayer, and that was Battle of Z's main focus. So I've got high hopes.
Yeah, I mean, the campaign, like I kind of made a video about the campaign. The campaign is an original, brand new Dragon Ball Z story that's never been experienced before. Like, that's the great thing. Is like, we're not going to go into this game playing the same DBZ sagas that we played 1,000 times before. This is a brand new game. Like, this is like the next best thing that we can get next to a brand new series or another movie. Like, this is why I'm so excited about this game. But
no, it's go ahead. Oh, it's gonna be its own story, but from the way I understand it, it's gonna tie in a lot to the story that we know and love already. If I'm understanding that right.
Yep. Essentially, what it's gonna be is it's like the what ifs. Like, what if Raditz didn't get killed by Piccolo Special Beam Cannon, or what if Gohan didn't go Super Saiyan 2 against Cell? It's gonna be like a lot of stuff like that, like small ripples. Because what happened is when Trunks went back in time, his like traveling back created a new timeline, which produced Android 19 and Zero, and 16 as well. So it's like, think of that, but in every single saga. Every time time travel is done, it creates this brand new rift and a brand new change overall to what is supposed to happen and what actually happens.
Just how crazy can it really get?
Yes, that's the crazy part. But the thing, like going back to the mechanics of the gameplay, something I was going to point out is you know what I liked about the team battles is in Battle Z, if you're getting like triple team or double team, it's game over. You're gonna die. The thing that I like about this that they pull off really well in Xenoverse is remember the match that me and you did yesterday? It was a 3v3 match, and I wrecked 2 guys, and then like one of my teammates was left to kill the one last guy, but that last guy was able to wreck all 3 of the people. So like, there's a skill factor in this game that if you're really good, 1v3 is not almost impossible like it was in Battle Z.
Yeah, and I did enjoy that, because like you can, I mean, you can escape, you can make moves, you can build up your ultimate. Another thing, mechanic-wise, that I really, really liked, and I don't know if this is going to change at all between the next beta or between the final release, but if you're getting beat up, if you get hit with a big super attack, that fills your key meter, and I really, really like that, because then it gives you an opportunity to shoot back. Now, if they're a good player, despite you getting a free-filled key meter, they're going to be able to dodge it, so you know what I mean? But it doesn't just make it so battles have to be the most one-sided thing that you've ever seen, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but speaking of key, let's actually talk about key charging, because I know it's something that me and you were talking about before we start recording.
Yeah, so key charging actually has to take up a super slot. You get 4 super slots, and then you get another page, which involves an instant transmission for most people, maybe something else, and 2 ultimates from the way I understand it.
Yeah.
Really hard reading Japanese, but that's the way I got it. So you basically get 4 super slots, and if you choose to, one of those slots can be taken up with charging key. At first, this kind of upset me. I didn't think you needed to take up a slot to charge key, but then after playing the game, I basically played almost the entire beta without having a character who could charge up key because I didn't need it. As long as you're punching people, as long as you're fighting or getting hit, as long as you're in the action, you almost don't even need to worry about charging key. It'll be there when you need it. At least from my experience.
That's exactly what I was going to say, because I know a lot of people were like, you need key charge, you need key charge. And I feel like they gave us key charge just to have it, but they don't want us to rely on it. I mean, key charging is more of a filler in the battle. Like, hold on, give me 5 seconds, I need to power up. Like, them giving that to us, I feel like it's just a filler. But, like, in terms of, like, to those watching this video, trust me, you will most likely not use key charge in this game because you won't need it. You won't.
And I think they found the happy medium, because like when I play Raging Blast 2, especially when I play it against other real people, we'll straight up look at each other and charge for like the first 10 seconds. That way we have full high tension.
Yeah.
And that can be, I mean, that in a way slows down the fight while at the same point bringing it up because you're key charging. But then in Battle of Z, you had to wait around and get a bunch of team hits, and you couldn't do any cool moves until your team finally had enough Zenkai or whatever they were going for. And that, I think they found the happy medium with this, and I think it's going to be really good.
Yeah, because I mean, at first I liked Battle Z's whole system to charge key, but then like when I actually started playing, I realized, crap, I can't do any attacks. I have to actually wait. But in this game, you don't have to worry about that. It's as Thundershot said, it's perfect. It's like the perfect medium in terms of like getting your power and key up.
Now, one question that I know I got a lot that we didn't see in the beta, or open network as we'll call it, beam clashes. Beam struggles were not in it, but from the way we understand it, it's supposed to be in the final product, probably?
So it's supposed to be, from what I was told, it's supposed to be. In the game that we played this past weekend, what I noticed is if 2 equally strength attacks hit each other, like say a basic Kamehameha and like a Galick Gun, they both cancel each other out. But if one attack is more powerful than the other one, then it cancels that one out. So for example, if I'm doing my ultimate Kamehameha and you're doing your regular Kamehameha, mine will go through yours. But from what I
totally makes sense.
Yeah, but from what I understand, they want to do it. Like I know they want to do it. It's just the question is, can they do it? Because it's easy in a 1v1 match, but like when you're looking at a 1v2 match or 1v3 match or 3v3, how would that work? Because like if you're doing a key blast or key clash, can't I just walk up to you and hit you out of it while you're getting wrecked? Like that's I think that's what they're trying to figure out.
One thing I noticed when I was playing a lot, there was the super, whether it be, well, maybe not Hellzone Grenade, but whether it be Special Beam Cannon or the Nappa Volcano Explosion attack, when people would rev up their Kamehameha waves at the same time I used an ultimate, I couldn't guard. My character, in his little, like, zoomed in on his face cutscene kind of thing, would just take the Kamehameha wave to the face, and I would get all the damage from that, and then my ultimate would go off. I kind of thought that was iffy. I hope that that's something that they work on. But I think that it's going to be hard for them to get away with this without putting beam struggles in it, because, like, what would Gohan and Cell have been without a beam struggle? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. It's a key thing. No puns, to the Dragon Ball Z like world. Because I mean, even in the very first trailer when it reveals gameplay, they showed Goku and Vegeta clashing. Like you can't reveal Xenoverse with a key clash, but not actually have it. So I guess we'll just have to wait and find out. But one thing I was going to ask you is, how do you feel about the ultimate attacks?
I like them. At first, I was on board with you. I know when we were playing the beta together, we agreed. We thought ultimate attacks were way too strong, because if you're a stronger character fighting a character the same strength or maybe even weaker, ultimate attacks will literally do a third of your health.
Yeah.
And it took us a little while, probably longer than it should have, to find out that you need to guard them. If you guard them, you can guard almost the whole ultimate attack 9 times out of 10.
Yep.
If you have enough green meter, which I don't know what to call that exactly yet. But ultimate attacks, depending on whether they hit or miss, can take away up to a third of your health or more, or nothing at all, depending on if you know how to counter it or not, or just guard, for that matter.
and this is going off of something that I saw a lot of people comment in my videos, is you could be straight offensive. You cannot be an offensive player in this game to succeed. You have to do both offensive and defensive, and that's what I like about this game. It's very skill-based. So if you're just offensive, you're going to get wrecked. So you have to kind of keep an eye on your stamina, so you know how much you can block. Because like an ultimate attack, if you block it, will take an entire stamina bar to block. So if your stamina bar is halfway and you block and it's an ultimate attack, you'll still get hit. So it's like you kind of have to make sure that you play smart in this game, which is what I really like about it.
Yeah, are you going to use that? Are you going to use that stamina bar to snap banish behind your enemy while he's punching you in the face, or are you going to try to save that until he shoots his ultimate at you? You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's just very good. I think, and I noticed I was getting better every single match I played. I think this is a game that the more you play it, the better. It's not something you can instantly pick up. People want to call it a button masher. I don't think it's going to be a button masher.
No.
Now, it doesn't have the combos that we expect from Dimps, where up, left, round, X, circle, triangle, square, R1, L2, R1, L2 does the spirit bomb. But I don't think it's going to be a button masher.
Yeah. But speaking of which, I do want to point out the other cool thing about this game is you have to be very strategic in how you craft your character, because like in the beta I played mostly naked with just like a turban because I thought it was funny. But then I realized I kept freaking losing. Every attack I got hit with took a lot of damage. And then about halfway through the day, I realized, oh crap, I actually have to wear armor. I have to actually buy clothes or that from the Xenia or from winning fights and losing fights because I lost a lot. But you actually have to like.
And how did you feel about having to buy clothes?
I actually liked it.
To up your armor stats.
I like it. It's like a new RPG strategy to the game, and that's what makes you like it so much. Like, there's a lot to invest in it. It's not just like Battle Z where you go in and you play and that's it. Like, you actually have to spend time like crafting the perfect character and like leveling up. I mean, everybody loves RPGs. They're fun. Like, who doesn't like them?
Yeah. I don't know. Part of me is like, let me use my skill points to update the skills I want, and then let me wear whatever the hell I want. I want my character to look cool, and if you happen to not put cool-looking armor as the best, then I might not wear it because I just want to look cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, actually, I know they have the skill point system as well. I mean, we obviously couldn't really use it because it was in Japanese, but I'm pretty sure it works the same. Like, if you want to, you could be a naked warrior with amazing skill points and just be a beast. Just like, hey, I'm naked, I'm still gonna wreck you. Like, you could do that if you want in this game.
I'm hoping that that's the way it works. I think part of the reason I didn't like the fact that you had to buy clothes and put them on to get better is because I couldn't read what any of the freaking clothes were, so it took me forever to find out, like, oh, this is a chess piece that I already own that I've bought 3 times now.
Yeah.
And it just took me longer than it should have to figure that out.
The one thing that I kind of found tough about the beta is since we only have it for 24 hours, it's like we have to also figure out what to spend our money on. Do we spend our money on clothes or attacks? And me personally, I spent all my zennies in attacks. That's why I was naked the whole time. I didn't realize I actually had to buy attacks. I mean, buy clothes too.
Now, I did manage to buy all 3 of the ultimates, and maybe 1 super, and then other than that, I spent a lot of money buying clothes and stuff that I didn't end up wearing.
Yeah. But overall, what do you think about the game? Like, what do you think about the foundation that's set by Dimps?
I think ignoring some of the problems we ran into with it being an alpha, like some of the characters freezing and you have to restart, or the sound cutting out permanently and you have to restart your game. Ignoring the fact that it was an alpha and it's really, really early and they were doing a stress test in Japan that we're trying to connect to from North America. The foundation looks really, really good. I think it has a lot of potential. I think what's going to come down to is how much they give us. How many super attacks are we going to get? How much more in-depth are we going to get to go in customization? Because if it's just limited to what we saw in the beta, I'm going to be a little upset.
Yep.
I mean, you know, how many ultimate attacks can I get? Is my character going to be able to go Kaioken and or Super Saiyan and or Super Saiyan 2 and 3? You know, it goes down the line for me. It depends on how in-depth they get is how awesome. But as of right now, it definitely has the potential to be really, really amazing.
Yep, I agree with everything you just said. Everything.
All right, summed up pretty well.
Yeah.
Do you have any other comments you'd like to add here before we go today?
I just can't wait. Actually, I can't wait for the next beta to take place because I'm not gonna lie. I want to play more of it. You know, 27 hours wasn't enough.
I feel kind of cheap. I feel kind of cheap that we're trying to get in on the Japanese beta, the European beta, and the North American one, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Yeah. So hopefully, when the next beta comes out, it'll be at it'll have more stuff to showcase. But other than that, I can't wait for early 2015 because I'm excited to see what they're going to do with the final product.
Alright, sounds good. So if you're watching this video over on my YouTube channel, feel free to check out Rhymestyle. His link is going to be in the description down below. He has a bunch of news up on Xenoverse already. And I'm assuming if you're on Rhymestyle's channel, if he feels like it, he'll throw my channel in the description.
Yep. Make sure
as well. But
make sure you just sub with Thundershot because he's awesome. And I wrecked him once out of 40 matches.
He wrecked me.
But it's funny, like when we first fought, I got excited because I beat him the first 3 matches. I was like, yeah, I'm not the king of this game. about halfway through the day, I couldn't win any matches. I was getting wrecked left and right. I was getting wrecked left.
He
and
won
right.
like 4 or 5 matches, but your character didn't level up for some reason, and then you were still naked.
Yeah.
So I started beating you after that.
But sub to Thundershot as well. Like his video, just because he is an awesome DBZ player and he has a lot of awesome DBZ content.
All right, thank you, and I think that's gonna wrap it up for us here today. I'm Thundershot here with
Rhymestyle.
and we will see you guys later.
Peace.
Peace.